Hello gamers, my name is Seated Gamer and welcome back to another booster opening. We have yet another booster of KLD, so let's just crack right into it and see what we get. Alright, let's get this wrapper out of here. We're starting off with some blurry text on Ferra of the Teargrounds. Good job, brain. You gonna focus or... There we go, alright. Terror of the Fairgrounds, 3 in a red for a 5/2 gremlin. I mean, it can trade for a big thing, but more than likely it's just going to trade for a small thing. Maybe if you got Eddie Trailhawk, but yeah. Not a card I would usually take in a draft. Moving on. Thriving Ibex, 3 in a white for a 2/4 goat. When it enters, you get 2 energy. When it attacks, you may pay 2 energy. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Thriving cards are good. I keep saying it. I'll keep saying it. Moving on. Thriving Turtle. 1 blue mana for a 0/3 turtle. When it enters, 2 energy. When it attacks, pay 2 energy. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Thriving cards. They're good. Next up. High Spire Artisan. 2 and a green for a 0/3 elf artificer with reach and fabricate 1. This card is rather nice. Blocks Thopters all day. Can even block a Sky Skiff, which is nice. Or you can make it a 1/4 so you can block and kill the Thopters. Or you can just have 2 creatures, which can be what you need. Chump block things on the ground. It does die to most of the 3/2s if you don't make the... or if you don't put a counter on it, but yeah, this card is fine. I like this card. It definitely works. Moving on though. Night Market Lookout, single black mana for a 1/1 human rogue. Whenever it becomes tapped, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This is always a good turn 1 play. Turn 1 you cast this. If they don't have anything on the field by the time your next turn comes around, you can just get in for 2. You can crew vehicles with this, like this plus the Sky Skiff. Oh, that's beautiful. But yeah, moving on. Malfunction, 3 and a blue for Enchantment Aura. Enchant artifact or creature. When it enters, tap enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. This can be very nice. This can just completely lock down a creature, and if they don't have a way to bounce it or get rid of the enchantment, then this is basically just a kill spell. Like, maybe they can have some way to untap it as well, but yeah, this card is fine. Blue lockdown always works. Next up we get a Glassblower's Puzzleknot, 2 mana for an artifact. When it enters the battlefield you scry 2, then you get 2 energy. You can pay 2 and a blue and sacrifice it to scry 2 and then get 2 energy. This card's fine. I like pretty much all of the Puzzleknots, except the red one. I don't think the red one really does enough for me, but scrying 2 is very nice, and getting 2 energy, this is pretty much all the blue deck wants to do. But yeah, moving on. Commencement of Festivities. 1 and a green, instant. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to players this turn. Very nice. Very much a fan of that card. Except for when it gets played against me and then they swing in for the win. Then it's not so nice. That's happened to me a couple times before. Anyway, we're going to move on to our next card, which is Chandra's Pyro Helix. 1 and a red, instant. Deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 target creatures and or players. This card is fantastic. Oh, the amount of times that this can just blow out servos, get rid of a 2/1 flyer. Such a good card. If they've got a 0/4 wall and you're swinging in with a 3/2 all the time, and then you draw this, and it's just like, I guess I'll swing in with a 3/2, even though it's going to bounce up. No, haha, dead, and you take a damage. Yeah, good card. Very much like this card. Moving on though. Prophetic Prism, 2 mana for an artifact. When it enters, draw a card. You can pay 1 and tap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. This card is fine. This is mana fixing, so if you've got this, then splashing a 3rd color is often not a terrible choice. Yeah, this is a good card. I like this card. We should be moving on to our uncommons now with Arborback Stomper. Oh, Swag Tusk's new brother. 3 green for a 5/4 beast with trample. When it enters the battlefield you gain 5 life. this card's fine, definitely fine. In green, this card is fantastic. In other colors, you can't cast it, but if you're splashing green for this, it's fantastic. Yeah, Armor Pack Stomper is a good card. Moving on though to our second uncommon, Aetherborn Marauder, 3 and a black for a 2/2 Aetherborn Rogue with flying and lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, move any number of +1/+1 counters from other permanents you control onto Aetherborn Marauder. Yeah, so if you're playing some kind of +1/+1 counter deck, like a lot of Fabricate cards, Hunt the Weak, if you've just managed to get Fabrication and Decoction module on the field, this card is fantastic. But yeah, this card can do a lot of work in the air, and if they don't have a way to deal with it, then you've pretty much just won by casting this card and having it stick on the battlefield. But yeah, next up, last uncommon, Restoration Gearsmith, 2 white black for a 3/3 human artificer. When it enters the battlefield, return target artifact or creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's not bad at all. Like, this can get back Puzzle Knots, Gear Hulks. There's a lot of ways this card can be useful. That's our last uncommon. Onto our rare, which is Midnight Oil, 2 black for an enchantment, enters the battlefield with 7 hour counters on it. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card and remove 2 hour counters from Midnight Oil. You'll make some hand sizes equal to the number of hour counters on Midnight Oil. Whenever you discard a card, you lose 1 life. There's a lot of words on this card, but essentially, you're drawing more cards, and that's just nice. Yeah. What do we get for our tokens? We get a Servo, we get a Swamp, but yeah, Midnight Oil. I'm very happy with this card. This card has done rather nicely for me in draft and in constructed decks. Drawing more cards is pretty much always the best thing in the world. But yeah, that's going to be it for this booster. I'll see you next time for some more booster openings. Bye!